First and foremost, I want to say, Sabo, if you could hear this, I forgive you, man. I know it wasn't you. I never known you to be anything other than a good dude. Like, last time I seen you was a month ago. Caught the sack from me, and he wasn't acting nothing like he was. According to last week, people say he's been acting funny. And he was hanging around some other people that nobody really has answers. They don't know the names or anything. And I've known him a few years. We chilled a few times, you know. I used to get butt from him. I chilled at his crib a few times whenever cop a beat and we'd like chill. He'd be sipping on some, sipping on something, you know, and making beats, and we just chill over there and just vibe, you know. And I felt like the last couple of days, I felt like we was really like gonna be closer, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about like-minded individuals, and he's been talking all this other. I always known him to have a Bible on his dash, which I always got a Bible on my dash, yeah. So I resonated with that. I felt like all this information I've been learning about the Bible and who the real children of Israel are, I feel like, you know, he was waking up to the reality of his shit. But whoever this guide, he mentioned a guide in Orlando. I believe he worked at Disney. He said an older black man with blue eyes. He said he never seen a black man with blue eyes. And another person close to him told me that he used to see a grandwizard with his grandma. And apparently did root work, whatever that is. Haven't really looked into it, but I know it's not of God's. He was introduced to some shit he shouldn't have been introduced to for whatever reason. And yeah, man, I just felt like, you know, I felt like he was getting a breakthrough, you know. He was talking about leaving the Matrix and shit, and you know, in a way, he was saying all this shit's fake, and in a way it is, you know. In a way it is, because our real life is the afterlife, but I don't know what dude put in his head. I don't know I don't know if he did some type of ritual. I don't know if dude did some actual projection into his body and he took over his body, or some type of demon was in him. That's looking back, a lot of shit he said, that's what I feel like, it was a fucking demon. Cause he called me Friday morning. I just quit my job on the 4th. I walked out. And I don't know if that was why he wanted me to go with him. I think he was looking for somebody that didn't want to. If he thought I didn't want to be on this earth no more, I really don't know what was. That's never the case. I have a mission on this earth. But he called me Friday morning, and he's asking if I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? And he has a lot of people this apparently, and I heard him talking to people asking the same thing. Yeah, so I'm ready. He asked if I'm using some tools, and I said, "What tools? What you mean?" And he was like, "Oh, you're not ready, then. You're not ready." You know what I'm saying? And I thought we was talking about joining some. I wanted to get in on the investment shit with him and his brother. You know, I thought that's what shit was about. And then he's talking about he got kicked out of his crib and shit. Talking about moving back to North Carolina. I just quit my job. I just want to get the fuck away. I just want to be in peace. You know, go in nature and shit. So I thought that we was doing. You know, I just want to ride with him. You know what I'm saying? And yeah. So, but I knew he was acting weird because I never known him to be that talkative, that loud. You know what I'm saying? Just something was off, yo. But I just thought he just really like was waking up to like, all right, I want to get away from this 9 to 5 type shit. You know, I thought he was becoming more spiritually aware, and he called me later again that day. Oh, well, apparently I made a post about the 144,000, and he called me after that. I didn't answer. I called him back. I was studying the Bible and shit, watching videos on YouTube, and hot as fucking hand. But then he called me back and said, "You're ready." And then he ended up coming. He was supposed to come around 10, but he apparently was driving around, talking to other people, trying to get him to come, whatever. So he came to my crib around 12, 1 something, so around that time. And he pulled up right in front of my crib, and now looking back, it makes sense. I think he did have a demon on him, and he couldn't control it. Because once he pulled up to my crib, there was a puddle out in front of my house, and he dropped his Bible in the puddle, and he acted like it was nothing, really. He said, "Oh, this is a fake Bible." And I've never known him to fucking, you know what I'm saying, talk about the Bible like that. And apparently he left the Bible in the rain. He stood over my crib that night, and he left the Bible out in the rain. And a sign, I think because my brother died in a motorcycle accident back in 2016, my younger brother, my baby brother. I think he was trying to give us a sign. Either it was a sign from my brother, or it was whatever demonic energy was around him caused. Because once he went in my bathroom, he came to my house, he went in my bathroom, and then a pipe busted in my sister's wall. And the plumber came that same night around like 2 in the morning, some shit. And he said he never seen no shit like that before. Like, shit was just fucking on. Just looking back on certain things he said, because when he pulled up, we was talking outside. We were talking about like stars and shit. We were talking about like just a bunch of shit, man. People don't really talk about, don't really notice. But there was a point he looked at me, he said, "Let me see your eyes." And I looked at him, his eyes. And he was like, he got close up and looked at me, he said, "Oh, they said you'd have those eyes." And he never really explained what that meant, but there's another point a little later where he said, "I know who you are." But and I said, "What you mean?" And he never elaborated on that shit. But what I feel is, whatever demon infiltrated his spirit, knew my spirit, whoever I was in a past life, whatever biblical character I was, because the Bible does support regeneration, reincarnation. That's why they thought Christ was Elijah. The spirits come back, you know, to complete missions. But I didn't notice that at the time. I didn't know what he was into. I didn't even see the video until after the fact. I seen a video of him saying about I'm gonna die in 10 days. If I seen that shit prior, I would have never got in the car. I would have fucking talked to him, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry I didn't see this shit before that, for everybody. But yeah. I should have fucking knew though. He was calling people, like he was on the phone, he was screaming at people randomly, like he was telling people, I don't know, man, saying some wild shit. And every person he called on the phone at the end, he'll end it with, "I love you. I love you." Honestly, when he first came, I thought he was on like acid or some type of shit, but acid ain't never mean, as far as I know, nobody want to commit suicide or whatever, you know. And apparently there's nothing in his system, so I don't fucking know. I really truly believe he was, somebody did a ritual on him or something. Somebody knows something about this man in Orlando. He called his guide, his grand wizard that did root work. So that's how this fucking, god damn. But yeah, man, I had a bad feeling before we left. A really eerie feeling right when we turned on the highway from Daytona. It told me to get out the car, but I even closed my eyes at one point. I seen 666 in my, like, when I closed my eyes, but I didn't think nothing of it, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was just like a random fucking thing, paranoid as it is. I never knew him to be he was always a good dude, you know? I just think he got involved with some people he shouldn't for whatever reason. And I think whatever demon it was knew me and wanted to take me out also. Or I don't know if I was meant to be sacrificed or whatever. If I was talking about going to the woods, honestly. I just want to be in nature. I love nature. I hate this fucking world. I hate how this world is. I wish everybody would pay attention to what really fucking matters in this life. Not these television shows and all this arguing over mermaids and shit. Fighting over petty ass shit. Like, we're supposed to be connecting with our creator. We're supposed to be connecting with the people around us. We noticed these things. We weren't so distracted by our phones. We're on our phones like fucking zombies. We're actually talking about this type of shit riding up on the car, on the ride up. We was connecting on a lot of things, man. But I should have seen the signs. He played a few songs that had, like, speaking against the Bible. Like Absol, he was speaking a couple songs against some things that says in the Bible. He spoke about Mac Miller, saying they shared the same birthday, the same age, and apparently Absol's girlfriend, he mentioned her committing suicide, jumping off a tower. I just didn't connect with her at the time. But, and I didn't know, I thought it was him that tried to kill me. And I was mad at first at him, but I know it wasn't him. I know it wasn't him. Like, it was really fucking vibing on the ride up, man. I feel like that was really parts of him getting out and trying to warn me that something was wrong with him. He could not control himself, like on some get out shit. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I disturbed whatever demon was in him, because we didn't get to North Carolina until like 11, and he was riding around calling friends and shit and trying to meet up with people and shit. And we just went to random places, yo. And we just happened to end up where he used to stay at, some projects. And he said some bad stuff happened here. And we just started, literally, we started riding around miles of places, just praying over these places. I could feel the evil spirits in these places. And we were just trying to cast demons out. And I feel like there was a point I read Psalms 23 out loud, and he repeated word for word. Like I'll say a little bit, and he'll say it after me. And I feel like that disturbed whatever demon was in him. I can't explain. I don't know the exactly, but yeah, we did that. We started doing it around like 1 a.m., 1 in the morning, to like 2:30 something, maybe 3 in the morning. And we just happened to come across this older black woman named Tammy. I guess she used to live in this little area. It's like a little, I wish I remember the street name. It was somewhere in Salisbury. And there's a white car following us for a minute. And honestly, I thought we was gonna get shot up or some shit. We was like, this is it type shit. Like, for some reason, whatever. We were like, literally, we looked at each other and was like, shit. I thought it was just a random drive-by type shit. The bitch, they were following us for a minute before we stopped in this little area. But it happened to be an old lady named Tammy, older black lady. And we got out the car, started talking to her about the Bible, started telling them the real Jews are black, or the black people, the Negroes in America. They're the real Jews. Christ was black, all this shit, trying to, elevate our people, knowing who they are. And he gave her his Bible. The Bible he always has on the dash. I should have known something was up at this point. Like, he said, he gave her his Bible. He said, I believe he was talking to her about his father. And I think he was trying to see if she knew somebody or something like that. And he gave her the Bible. And he said, you know who to give it to, right? She shook her head. He was hugging her. He was hugging around her head and neck and shit. And then he gave it to her, and that's it. We got in the whip. And he said, he shook my hand. He said, I love you. I wish I knew he was dealing with before all this, because I would have tried to pray it out of him. I would have never let him leave, honestly. He stayed the night in my crib, fed him food, fed him breakfast. He said, you know, my grandma told me, there's very few people that will feed you. The first time he been in my crib, actually. And we left. But after he gave her the Bible, we went on the highway. And it was 3 in the morning. I quit weed 2 weeks ago, literally, on this day, 2 weeks ago. And my sleep schedule been fucked up, so I was tired as it was. 3 in the morning, 3 whatever. And I'm in the passenger. It's chilling. It's trying to rest. I thought we were going to somebody's house. Apparently we're supposed to go to Shonda's, according to what she said. She's the one that let me know about the grandwizard. But it's riding, and I feel it in my stomach. I feel like I could feel it was moving fast, and I just look over. I'm like, so what you doing, yo? I'm like, we gonna need to cook your friends and shit. He ain't answer me. I put my hand up on him like this, 'cause I felt he was going fast. I didn't really think nothing of it at the time, though. I didn't know he had this depression going on until after the fact. I didn't know nothing about these damn demons he's dealing with. Then he said, a little after they said, relax. And then he said, a couple seconds later, he said, it has to be like this. And there was no, I didn't know what the fuck he meant. But part of me knew at that moment. And I thought about jumping out the car. I was like, something told me to jump out the car. But I didn't really have time like that. Yeah. That was it, man. Apparently he was doing 100. I didn't really even look at the speedometer. And I was just looking up. And I see the, on the turn, like you have to slow down to turn left. Like even if you're going a 30 miles an hour, you there's no way you're making that turn. He's going 100, and the rail's right there to the left, and he just turned straight into it. At that moment, he hit it. Exactly the moment I screamed out YaHaWaH, which is the paleo Hebrew name of God, the God of the Bible, the true God of the Israelites, the 12 tribes of Israel. I screamed his name, and I was placed in this. Time slowed down, and I was placed in this womb-like bubble, if you want to say. It was yellow and pinkish, I remember. And it was time slowed down. I was in this bubble, like floating, it felt like. And I said, not now, not now. And I didn't feel anything. And then I just look up and I see the windshield, like a bright light. And I just push out the damn windshield and jump out on top of the car. Jump on the street, and then 2 dudes just happened to be there. One actually just hit me up last night. He happened to be from Baltimore, too. I thought it was an angel. I don't know where they came from. And I just see him laying down. Laying on the street. And he reaching out to me. And I thought he tried to kill me. I thought it was him. It really wasn't him. It was not him. And he told me to tell his family. He loves him. He's sorry. I think he tried to tell me he's sorry too. I think whatever demon was in him got out at that moment. I don't know if God took over his body and told me to relax, and I'm gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? He knew I'd be good, so he took him over, and only way to get, I guess he got the demon out. He had to. I don't know. I don't fucking know. But I forgive him. He knew not what he do. That was it, man. But we're really in some dangerous times right now. Spiritual warfare is going on all around us. If you don't notice, if you stop watching the TV and really pay attention to what's going on, shit's changing all around us. physically, mentally, spiritually. You see all these birth pains going all around. Cali just had 2 earthquakes. There's rivers in Israel that haven't been there for thousands of years coming back. Plagues coming back. We're truly in the end of times. And whoever he was dealing with, all I know, black man, older black man, blue eyes, from his description, he never gave a name, but from his description, he said he looked like the description of Christ, you know what I'm saying? Woolly hair, beard. And I guess he said he worked at Disney. That's all I know right now. But whatever these demons are, I feel like they feel like, alright, the mission ain't complete now. We gotta come back and get this nigga right now. So I feel like they coming for me. But they don't know the power of my God. When I call on his name, he's gonna fucking deliver me. That's fucking evident. I should be dead. I should very least be paralyzed. That shit ain't nothing to play with. My God's nothing to play with. Any of y'all in this witchcraft shit, there's time to repent. There's a grace period right now. You have time to get out of this shit and turn away from it and come back to the true God of this world. This shit's no game. Well, we need answers. I feel like I was meant to go for whatever reason. I knew I shouldn't have went. I had a bad feeling, but I was meant to. Everything's pre-manifested. I was meant to go just to survive, to have this testimony of my God, the God of the Bible, of the 12 tribes of Israel, of the blacks, Latinos, and the natives. And I was meant to let people know about these demons he was dealing with, whoever this God was. He needs to be fucking stopped. Whoever these people are fucking with these type of things. Y'all don't know what y'all fucking with, man. And y'all can't fuck with me. I want to let y'all know right now. Y'all best stay the fuck away from me. Because y'all will be dealt with, man. Try me. My God already proved his power, his love for me. When y'all coming for me, I'll be fucking waiting. As for everybody that loves Sabo, Tahj mentioned a few people, man, on the ride up. He loved every one of y'all. And we gotta get the bottom of this shit for him. Whatever depression he was going through was caused by some demon. That's all I know for now. But man, y'all got any y'all information, anything, let me know. I need some warriors, man. I need some warriors of God. You know, stay prayed up, man. This shit is no game. God's calling his warriors right now. Shit's about to get real. That's all I gotta say right now. Rest in peace, man.